Welcome to GemWeb blog. In this video, we are going to discuss about how to connect Java Swing application with MySQL database using XAMPP. Now we will see how to start MySQL using XAMPP. Now we will start MySQL using XAMPP. For this, you have to go to Start menu. There you have to type XAMPP. So XAMPP control panel link will come here, where you have to double click on it. XAMPP control panel will appear. So under this, you have to click the start button of the MySQL, since we are going to use MySQL database. So when you click start button, okay, the database has been initiated. Once it is initiated, the port number ID will appear here. You are going to use this port number for further process. Next, we will see how to log in into MySQL. Here, this is the command for login into MySQL. Then you have to specify the username. So if you are specifying username, means you have to give -u followed by username. Next, you have to provide the password -p followed by password. Since we are not providing password here, we didn't specify the password after -p. First, you have to open the command prompt, and inside the command prompt you have to type this command -p. It will ask for password. Since we are not going to provide any password, you have to press enter key again. Next, we will see how to create the database inside MySQL. So for this is the syntax. We are going to create the database sample DP now. Create database sample DP. That means the database sample DP has been created. Next, if you want to view the database that you are created, you have to use command show database. Show databases. It will list all the databases that are available in MySQL. Now it has listed all the database, and you can able to see the database that we have created. Now, if you want to use this database, means you have to use this syntax use followed by the database. So you have to move into the database. So for this, you have to use database. Once you use this command, now you can able to see that we have entered into our database. Now if you are doing any operation over here, it will done under our database. Suppose if we want to drop the database, means you have to use this command drop database followed by database name. Here if you want to drop our database, means sample DP. Next, we will see how to create table creation under this database. So this is the syntax to create table. Create table name followed by column that you are going to include in the table. Now we are going to create table student. Under this, we are going to create a single column, name column. Varchar, since it is the variable size character, so we have created. So query OK, the table has been created. If you want to see the database field format now, means you can describe the table that you have created. Now you can able to see the description of the created database. Now if you want to list all the table that has been created under the database, means show tables is used to list whatever the table that has been created under this database. Next, we will start with form design. So this is the form that you are going to design it. You are going to design one text field and 3 buttons, one for insert, another for display, and then another for delete. Now this is the basic coding. Here we have created the public class. Inside the class we have defined the constructor. Inside the constructor we have created the object or frame, and then we have created the text field, and then we have added into the frame, and we have created 3 buttons ins B, display B and delete B, and we have added that 3 buttons also into the frame. Then we have set the size of the frame and we made it to visible, and we also set default close operation on exit on close. Next we will perform insertion operation. So first you have to import the package java.sql. So import java.sql. Next we are going to add the action listener for insert button. So for insert button the object name is ins_b. So we are going to write the action listener for this. So open and close. Inside this we are going to create the object for action listener. Since it is an anonymous class, we are going to define all the methods of action listener inside. So the method of action listener is action performed. So this action performed will receive action event class. Now inside action performed method we are going to write the coding to insert into the database. So for this you have to write the coding inside the try catch. First we will define the try catch. SQL exception EX. So just inside this we are going to display the error in the console. Whatever error if we get it, just we are displaying it on the console. Now we will enter into the actual coding for insertion operation. First you have to make a connection for the database. For this we have to provide the path for the connection object. So first you have to create the object for connection method. Then for here we are going to provide the path. So for driver manager dot get connection method is used to get the connection with the MySQL, whatever parameter that we are passing inside it. Here we are going to provide 3 parameters. First one for path, then second for username, third for password. Since we are not going to provide any password, we are not going to give any value in the third parameter. Second parameter you have to provide the username. Here the username for the database is root. Then first parameter is the path of the database. So here JDBC colon MySQL colon, it is executing in the local host. We have to give local host followed by port number 3306 that has been appeared when the database has been started. Then followed by database name that we have created. Sample DP is the database that we have created. So we have provided the information for get connection. I will expand it. Next we have to create the statement for executing the SQL query. Statement stmt is an object. So we are going to create the statement for it. So create using that connection object. So once it is done, we are going to execute the query using the statement object. So statement object dot, there are 2 types of method, execute query and execute update. So whenever you are executing SQL command, if the query returns any value, you are going to use execute query. If the same query doesn't return any value, means you have to use execute update. Since insert operation is not going to return any value as the result of execution means, so you have used execute update here. So here insert into table name and then values. Then inside the values you have to provide the values for each and every column. Since we are having only one column, that is called name, so one value is enough to provide within the values. If it is integer, you have to give directly. If it is a single character or string, means you have to provide within the single quotes. Since it is a name, we are going to provide within the single character. So we have provided the value inside the parameters provided here. It will be inserted into the database whenever insert button is clicked. Once it is over, we have to close all the object that has been created. Statement dot close, then connection dot close. Now we are going to compile it. So it has been compiled successfully. Now we are going to execute it. Now your form came. Now we are going to press the insert button. So when the insert button is pressed, it is saying some error, java.sql.sql exception. No suitable driver found for JDBC MySQL. Since we didn't set path for the MySQL connection. So for this, what you have to do means, you have to set class path to MySQL connector jar file. Now we have to set the class path for MySQL connector Java jar file. So first you have to locate it, and wherever it has been found, you have to copy the path of that jar file. Now I am compiling it. Now we have inserted. Okay, since we didn't display anything, okay, it also didn't produce any other. Now we will see the display operation, then we will understand the concept clearly. Next we will see the display operation. So display is the button that has been created for display. So we are going to add the action listener for this object. So DSB add action listener. So inside the action listener, we are creating the objects for action listener. Here we have to define all the methods under this listener interface. So action performed is the only method that is available here. So this action perform will receive the object action event. So E. Here we are going to provide the code for insertion operation. So first we have to define the try catch. So it will throw whatever the exception relevant to try catch, it will catch it. If there is any error produced, it will be displayed in the console. So it will be displayed. Now we'll start with the actual coding inside try. So first you have to create the object for connection class con equal to, we have to provide the details for connecting with the database inside the get connection method. I already said you have to provide 3 parameters. First one is the path, second one is the username, third one is the password. Since you are not providing any password into it, we have to provide empty string. Then the username is root. Then we have to provide the path. So JDBC colon MySQL colon / localhost, then followed by port number, then followed by, you have to provide the database name. So once the connection string has been given, you have to create the object for statement class statement is object equal to connection dot. You have to create the statement. Once the statement object has been created, we are going to use that statement object to execute the SQL query. Since the select query will return the result back, we have to use execute query method instead of execute update. So inside this method, you have to give the query select star from table name. Okay. So this query will return the result back. We have to receive the result in a variable. So for this, you have to create the object for set result set class rs equal to statement dot execute query. So rs contains the result. It is written by this select query. Now you are going to retrieve the result that is available in rs. So for this, since rs will contains more than one column, you have to retrieve one by one. For us, we have put it in the for loop. So next we'll retrieve each and every row one by one. Inside each and every row, there are more than one columns will be available. So we can retrieve it using index. So rs dot get string of the index value which is given inside this represents the column. 1 for first column, 2 for second column, 3 for third column. Since there is only one column inside this, we are retrieving that alone. So once we have displayed it, we have to close whatever the object that has been created. Result object, statement object, next followed by connection object. Now we will compile it. Now we are going to execute it. First we will display the content which is already in the database. We have entered Ilakya 2 times. So when you give display, the Ilakya has been displayed 2 times. Now I am going to insert another query. So insert, when I display, you can able to get the Ilakya again and again. Why means, since in insert query we have provided Ilakya constantly each and every time we are pressing insert. Now what we have to do means, whatever we are typing in the text field, we have to insert it. For this, we have to modify here with the method getText method of tf1. So here instead of Ilakya, we have to provide the text of text field 1. So now to extract the text of the text field 1, we have to use getText method. Okay, you have to concatenate with the insert operation. So for this, here you are closing the string here, and here also it is a string, you are closing it back. Since you are concatenating a string with a value, you have to give plus symbol over here. And we also know that it is a string. So you have to provide the single quotes inside the values. So for this, we are providing single quotes inside the string so that it will append single quotes followed by your value that is given in the getText. Now we have inserted. When I display, you can able to get Sanju. Okay, so when I give another method, now when I give display, whatever that we have typed in the text field has been inserted into the database. Next we will see the delete operation. Now del p is the object that has been designed for delete operation. We are going to use that object del p. Now we have to add the action listener for this button. So add action listener. So inside the action listener, you have to create the object for action listener, and you have to provide the definition of the all the methods. Since it contains only one method, we are going to define it action perform. So inside the action perform, it will receive the action event object. So here inside this method, we are going to provide the try catch. Exception ex. So inside the catch, we are going to display the error if it is produced. Println. So inside it, we are going to display the error if you get anything. So now we are going to give the coding inside the try catch. So first you have to create the object for connection class. con equal to, we are providing the information for database connection driver manager dot get connection. So inside the get connection, you are going to provide three values. One is path, then followed by username, followed by password. Since you are not providing any password, you are not passing any string in the third parameter, and then username. Here you are going to provide the path. So jdbc colon mysql colon slash localhost colon port number, then followed by database name. So once you provided the path for get connection, you have to create the object for statement class. Statement stmt equal to and dot create statement. Using this statement object, you are going to execute the delete query. Since the delete query will not return any value, you are going to use the method execute update. So inside this, we are going to pass the delete query, delete from student. So you have to provide the condition in where class. So where whatever the name that I have typed in the text field 1 has to be deleted. So where name equal to, name is the name of the column which is available in the table students. So whatever the value that I am providing, it should be received from text field 1. So you have to provide within the single quotes. Okay, now we are going to extract the value from text field 1. We are going to terminate here and we are going to append the text field. So tf1 dot get text. Now we have provided the value. So once you provide the query, whatever the object that has been created, you have to close it. Statement object has been closed, connection object has been closed. Now we will compile it. Now first we will display it. Now we are going to delete Lekia first. Now we are going to display. So all the entry of Ilakya has been deleted from the database. Now if we want to insert Ilakya, I am going to insert it. So see here you can see that even after the information has been deleted, the text field has not been cleared. So for this, what we are going to do means, so whenever the content has been deleted or inserted means, you have to clear the content of the text field. For this, you have to use set text method and you have to assign empty string both for delete and the insertion operation. Now it has been displayed. Now we are going to insert Ilakya. So you can see that once the insert operation has been performed, the text field has been cleared. Now if I give display, you can able to see Ilakya this. Now whatever The content has been given. I am going to delete it. Once the delete is performed, the text field will clear. So delete has been performed. It has been cleared. Now we will see whether it has been deleted or not. Now the UR has been deleted. Now we have seen all three operations: insert, delete, and then display. Thank you.